Well, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to discuss the current situation regarding the visas with Elon and Vivek, and they're saying these H-1B visas, they're for extraordinary people. We're only letting in the top 0.01%, and they're saying we shouldn't cap the number in India, so there should be a bunch of Indians coming into the country because they are very qualified. The reality is they got their visas wrong, or they're just lying. And I think obviously they're just lying to try and manipulate and gaslight people, saying, because remember, that was the original Musk talking point. Oh, it's just that we want to add so much elite talent to this country. It's just the 0.01%. Well, you take a look at the H-1B database and the jobs that have been filled. This is all documented from 2022, 2023. You take a look at some of these positions, a material planner. I mean, these are not top of the line positions. This is not the top 0.1%. And we know that because the H-1B visa is not for the top 0.1%. That would be the O1 visa. There's a specific visa for it. And a lot of people still don't know that. So their entire argument is a lie, and it's to manipulate people into saying, listen, it's just the absolute best of the best. You would figure it'd be only like the way they're talking, only like 100 or 200 people. Well, no, it's much more than that, of course. And there are rumors that they want to expand the H-1B visas. And there's articles Trump back in 2016 saying, no, it's a joke. It's ridiculous. This is insane. Trump hasn't released a statement on this yet, but there's a few things I'll say about Musk. Obviously, he did contribute significantly to Trump winning the election. He changed discourse on social media. He saved Twitter, at least from the censorship, although we're talking about censorship, because this is another problem with Musk. But listen, it's a lot better than it was. I agree with people. The problem is this is the first real blowback that Musk has gotten within conservative circles, and he immediately resorts to censoring accounts. Listen, I don't like Laura Loomer. I never look at her stuff. I think she's kind of a little bit wacky, but she didn't say anything at all that warranted her account being, suspended for 12 hours. And then he takes the check mark away from people that were criticizing him. I mean, seriously? We're seriously going to do this? And you've got his, the fanboys trying to explain it away and stuff, but come on. That's not a coincidence. It's like, oh, it's all under a certain account, and that account lost their gold check mark, so all the people under it who just happen to criticize Musk's stance on the H-1B visas, they're also going to have their check mark taken away. Let's be honest. He took their check mark away because he was triggered by them. And it's a lot better than where we were, and Musk did contribute to it. But see, this is the problem with these billionaires. They have all this power and stuff. They didn't get elected. So I appreciate what Musk did, I do, but I can't just sit here and go along with every single policy that he and Vivek have. And you hear Vivek saying in that long tweet, if you actually go back and reread that tweet, it's basically him saying Americans are lazy, they have a lazy culture, they don't work hard, and we need to import foreigners who actually do the job for the Americans, and they're the ones that are going to have the power and get paid. So that's really what Vivek was saying. He basically came at our culture, said it was terrible, said that the only way we're going to be able to keep up with China is through the Indian immigrants, because remember, they want to remove the cap. Right now there's a cap, and you say, well, I thought it was equal, and that's Vivek's whole point. He's like, right now there's a cap on each country at like 7%. India has so many more people that are qualified, and that's why they want more of them into the country, and Musk wants to hire a lot of them. Remember, this also comes down to the power dynamic of leverage. If you've got one of these people coming over on a work visa, you've got insane leverage over them. Take a look. This is actually pretty funny because I'm going to reference this right here. You've got Patrick Bet-David. This is the Vivek thing that I was talking about. Remember this whole big thing, American culture, it's lazy, it's disgusting. They need, and listen, there are definitely issues with American culture. I think a lot of that stems from the indoctrination with what's going on in terms of the colleges and also DEI. That's another reason you've got a lack of American talent. A lot of it's DEI. It's suppressing white people from being seen, and hopefully that gets eliminated. Then maybe we'll have a situation to where there's a lot of American talent. And look, whether or not we have enough engineers, we need to get more. I don't think the answer is immediately saying, hey, look, we're just going to replace you with these foreign migrants. I've heard that argument a lot from a different political party, but so this is Ramaswamy going on. And is he right in some of this stuff? sure, I guess the American culture has gotten a bit more lazy, but this is all a byproduct of how easy life's gotten just for people in first world countries. It's ridiculously easy to do things now. And a lot of the jobs, they're not even real jobs anyways. So I do think we need to improve our culture for sure, but there's a lot of factors that go into it. So that's what Ramaswamy says. And then look at this. I was an immigrant from Iran and I didn't mind working 80 hours a week. Yes, that's the exact, you're proving our point. Musk wants to have control and leverage over these workers. You don't really have it over American workers. The ones coming in, they're more hungry and they're going to work harder. And you say, well, that's laziness, but it's also life situations. They're in a different life situation than an American citizen who, went to a really good college for 4 years, got very good grades, but you're not going to have that leverage over that individual like you would have over someone who's on a 3-year work visa with a green card hanging over their head. So see, that's the problem, is we don't want to immediately outsource the jobs. And then the other thing, and this is also very important, the reason you take a look at the H-1B visas, when you look at it, it caps at 7% per country. So that's why they're real angry. They want more Indian people because they say they're more qualified than other countries. And there's so many people in India anyways. The problem is if you bring in a lot of them, that's really going to mess with your demographics. And this is something that's happened in Canada. And so I think that's a good policy to cap it at 7%. Absolutely. And they say, well, that's not fair. These people are, they deserve a shot because they're smarter than people in other countries. No, we care about demographics balance. We want balance. When people come into the country, we don't want we don't want overcrowding from one set of people. And so I think that's a good policy to have. Even if, we missed out on 1 or 2 engineers, my goodness, it's like, it's just not worth it. It's not worth poorer life quality it's just, trust me, it's not worth it. So you see all of these. I mean, look at these salaries. They're 80,000. This is, oh my God, the top 0.01% is making 80K. That's like, for Austin, Texas, seriously? These people, remember, these all people have degrees. You got to have a degree to get, to get the H-1B. And they're making 80K in basically entry-level positions. It's come out now. H-1B, they give them out to plumbers. There were like cashiers they were giving them out to as well. So they're lying when they say it's this elitist thing with the H-1B. They really want a controllable workforce that potentially will work harder than American citizens because they're here temporarily and they need to work really hard because that's all they have. And so this is the major issue that we've always dealt with. This is what Trump said back in, here it is right here, March 4th, 2016. So before he even got elected, now people say, well, this is outdated and stuff, but have we gone more liberal in this country when you look at some of Trump's policies in the spring and summer of 2016 before he got elected, when he said we need to shut the border down? There's no talk of shutting the border down. Musk and Trump have said, yeah, we want to bring people in. It's so important, because American citizens are not reproducing at the levels that's due to second wave feminism. But the overall point is Trump was, it seems like, more conservative back in 2016. Megyn Kelly asked about high-skilled immigration. The H-1B program is neither high-skilled nor immigration. So this is Trump 8 years ago saying the H-1B program is not high-skilled. And you've got Musk and Ramaswamy saying that it's so high-skilled, it's the 0.01%. That's why it's so important that we get more, and we don't have a cap when it comes to Indian workers, and they all can come in. And it really is remarkable to see Trump say this, even though it was back in 2016. These are temporary foreign workers imported. And by the way, they're temporary, but they potentially could get green cards. And so that's another thing that's hanging over their head. That's why they work really hard, and there's an incentive for it. And that's why employers like Tesla would really appeal to people like that, because there's a desperation in terms of the life situation rather than an American taking that spot. These are temporary foreign workers imported from abroad for the explicit purpose of substituting for American workers at a lower pay. I remain totally committed to eliminating rampant, widespread H-1B abuse and ending outrageous practices such as those that occurred at Disney in Florida when Americans were forced to train their foreign replacements. Well, that's going to be happening at Tesla. I'm just kidding, but I mean, so you see, even Trump's against it. I mean, this is the exact structure that most of the Trump base are using, because most of the Trump base is against this. And then they tried to say, oh, you're just all racist, idiot white people. Your country's getting, we need all these foreigners to come in because you're too stupid and stuff like that. When they didn't even know what they were arguing, Musk had them arguing the wrong visa. If you're talking about the most advanced the top 0.01%, there's a specific visa for that. It's not the H-1B. Trump's admitting here, saying, you even got Google admitting it, saying the H-1B, yeah, you got to have certain stipulations to get it. That's like you work for a major company like Tesla, you're going to have to meet criteria. But it's not this crazy huge thing like they're making it out to be. They're trying to tell people, hey, guys, it's just the 0.01%. That's not true at all. They want, and then a lot of this is entry level as well. So you're talking about entry-level work. They want to hire these foreign workers because they'll work harder because their life situation is worse than American workers. It's a tale as old as time. And so that's why people are coming out against this. And I mean, this is crazy what Trump is saying here. And you've got this kid, I lost my verification because of this tweet. And listen, I don't think that he's part of any group. I think this is, like, look at this. Imagine if Elon Musk moved SpaceX to India, absolute space game changer. And by the way, I mean, you take a look at it, has 1.2 million views. So, I mean, you could definitely see some employee within X seeing this and saying we should remove this. Maybe Musk tells them remove anything like this. I don't know, but why else would it be removed? It's not like this, if it was only like 2,000 people that saw this tweet, I'd say, okay, but if it's 1.2 million, there's a lot of people that see that. And then you've got him saying he lost his verification because of it. And then this is pretty funny. You guys can interpret this however you want, but I think this was supposed to be a text message from Donald Trump. This is on Truth Social. So this is what it says. And this could be a text message maybe to Elon. I mean, I don't know, but this is the text message. Where are you? ? When are you coming to the center of the universe, Mar-a-Lago? Bill Gates asked to come tonight. We miss you and X. New Year's Eve is going to be amazing. DJT. So I'm wondering how this even happens, because there's no way this was meant to be a truth. You don't say, where are you? Just doesn't make. I wonder who he was talking to. But the other thing people picked up on, Bill Gates. And that's not a good sign. Now, some people are saying like, oh, it's a joke, but in this context, it kind of seems like Trump is, and look, I don't know who he's talking to. I just assumed it was Elon, but imagine Trump's talking to Elon and saying, well, Bill Gates is going to be there, or he has to come. We miss you and X. That's why you think it's probably he's talking to Elon, but I don't know. It could be maybe a high level employee within X or someone. I think it's probably Elon, honestly, but it's just, how does this even happen? It's kind of weird, but I just thought that was funny and I'd share it with people. But either way, guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on X. Link to that's always in the description.